students, how are you? Today we're going to start the unit 9 about comparative and superlative. For this video, you will need your student book. Please stop this video and go to find your student book. Ready? Let's start. I have my student book here. And you open your student book at page 100. This one. 100. We are going to talk first of all about the comparative and superlative. With this class, you can answer this part of the page because you can use the comparative and superlative, okay? This is about entertaining this unit. I will show you a presentation that I did for you. Yeah, aquí está. It's here. Comparative and superlative. Okay. This is the way that we are going to talk about comparative and superlative. Remember that the comparative finishes, I'm sorry. The comparative finishes in ER. But I'm trying to put I'm sorry. Okay. Okay, we are going to talk about comparative and superlative. The comparative finishes in ER, like faster in this part, okay? Let's use this one, like faster, okay? Faster. And the superlative finishes in EST. The comparative is if when you are talking about a person and another person, about an object, another object, you need to compare two or more things. In the case of the superlative, you compare one thing or one object or one subject to other subjects or other objects, okay? For example, in this case, the dog is faster than the elephant. I am talking about the dog, a dog and an elephant. The horse is fastest. We are talking about three animals, a dog, a horse, and an elephant, and the elephant is the fastest, okay? Then the horse is bigger than the dog. Remember that you need to use than. I'm sorry, let me put better this. You need to use than. It's so important that you use than, because talking about two things, you need to say the horse is bigger than the dog. When you are talking in superlative, you don't need the than. You only say the horse is the fastest, okay? It is not fastest than, no. It's only the fastest because it's the top. This animal is the top between the other animals, okay? The dog is more energetic than the elephant, okay? We use the than because we are talking about adjective. But the comparative and superlative have some rules, and we are going to talk about these rules. The adjective, fast or young, only has one syllable, and this syllable completes the comparative using ER. For example, faster and younger. and the superlative fastest and younger, and and youngest. This is normal that we are talking about this. We were talking about this in the beginning of the class, and this is the same. But when one syllable and ending in E, you don't need to add another E. You can use that E and complete with an R. For example, nice, nicer, strange, stranger, nicest, strangest, okay? We have one syllable, like this, one syllable, B, one consonant, one syllable, big, one consonant, B, short vowel, I, and the other consonant, G. When you have this, you need to duplicate the last consonant and write the ER. For example, bigger, if it's a comparative, and if it's a superlative, you use biggest. Two syllables ending in Y, like happy or crazy. You can say happier, you change the Y and put an I and put ER. In this case, you do the same. Change the Y, put an I, and then ER. And that's it. Two or more syllables. For example, famous, beautiful, awesome. You say more, you don't need the ER. You put more. More famous and more beautiful. And if you are talking about superlative, you say most famous and most beautiful. The common exceptions are good and bad. You don't say gooder, that doesn't exist. You say better, and when you are using superlative, best. And bad, better doesn't exist. You use worse or the worst in this case, okay? In the case of the superlative. We have in the page 101, this one, 101. The review about comparative and superlative. Say, find the comparative and superlative structures in the dialogue. In this case, I think they are talking about this dialogue, short vowel I and the other consonant G. When you have this, you need to duplicate the last consonant and write the ER. For example, bigger, if it's a comparative, and if it's a superlative, you use biggest. Two syllables ending in Y, like happy or crazy. You can say happier, you change the Y and put an I and put ER. In this case, you do the same. Change the Y, put an I, and then ER. And that's it. Two or more syllables. For example, famous, beautiful, awesome. You say more, you don't need the ER. You put more. More famous and more beautiful. And if you are talking about superlative, you say most famous and most beautiful. The common exceptions are good and bad. You don't say gooder, that doesn't exist. You say better, and when you are using superlative, best. And bad, better doesn't exist. You use worse or the worst in this case, okay? In the case of the superlative. We have in the page 101, this one, 101. The review about comparative and superlative. Say, find the comparative and superlative structures in the dialogue. In this case, I think they are talking about this dialogue, this one. with this picture, this one. And you have some verbs in here. For example, big, you write the comparative and the superlative. Good, you write the comparative and the superlative. Funny, you write the comparative and the superlative. Fun, you write the comparative and the superlative. Bad and expensive, you do the same. Listen, if you want to do this activity and you have any question, please text me, because it's important that you practice using this, okay? We have more: dangerous, fun, good, boring, big in the part letter C, okay? This is a listening activity. Okay, when you are doing comparative, you can say it's much cheaper, a lot cheaper, in this case is much cheaper than the other. Why? Because you are talking about an exaggeration. The difference is so big. Oh, it's by far the most violent. In this comparison, the superlative is so distant. The distance is so far between the other video games that appears in this part. They are talking about video games, and we are going to talk about something like video games in the activity, because you need to practice using entertainment. We have a writing activity about this. Let me stop the sharing. I will put you this in the Google Classroom. In the next class, we are going to talk about use to. We are going to talk about the future. We are going to use future, and well, we are going to talk about the writing activity. I will send you and put you in the Google Classroom. I need to talk something with you, because we are going to do some pages of the workbook. I will put you the pages in the Google Classroom, and you will have a lot of days to send me the answer, or send me the resolution of the activities. Well, kids, this is all for today. We will see you in another class. Remember, we are starting the unit 9. This is the last unit of this school year. See you in another class. Goodbye.